money and these notes, Reynaldo.
I will, my lord.
You shall do marvelous wisely, good Reynaldo, before you visit him to make inquire of his behavior.
My lord,
I did intend it. Very well said. Very well said. Look you, sir, inquire me first what danskers are in Paris, and how, and who, what means, and where they keep, what company, at what expense, and finding by this encompassment and drift of question that they do know my son. Come you more nearer than your particular demands will touch it. Take you as 'twere some distant knowledge of him, and thus I know his father and his friends, and him in part. Do you mark this, Reynaldo?
Aye.
Very well, my lord. And in part, but you may say not well.
But if it be he, I mean, he's very wild, addicted, so and so, and there put on him what forgeries you please. Marry, none so rank as may dishonour him, take heed of that. But, sir, such wanton, wild, and usual slips as our companions noted and most known to youth and liberty. As gaming, my lord? Aye. Or drinking, fencing, swearing, quarrelling, drabbing. You may go so far.
My lord, that would dishonor him.
Faith knows, you may season it in the charge. You must not put another scandal on him that he is open to incontinency. That's not my meaning, but breathe his faults so quaintly that they may seem the taints of liberty. The flash and outbreak of a fiery mind, a savageness in unreclaimed blood, of general assault.
But, my good lord, wherefore should you do this? Ay, my lord, I would know that. Marry, sir, here's my drift, and I believe it is a fetch of wit. You laying these slight sullies on my son, as 'twere a thing a little soiled i' the working. Mark you, your party in converse, him you would sound, having ever seen in the predominant crimes the youth you breathe of guilty, be assured he closes with you in this consequence. Good sir, or so, or friend, or gentleman, according to the phrase or the addition of man and country. Very good, my lord. And then, sir, does he this? He does? What was I about to say? By the mass, I was about to say something. Where did I leave?
Closes in the consequences. Friend or so. Gentlemen. Closes in the consequences. Aye, Mary. Thus closes the gentleman. I know the man. I saw him yesterday, or t'other day, or then with such and such, and, as you say, there was a gaming, there or took in's rouse, there falling out at tennis or perchance. I saw him enter a house of sale, videlicet, at a brothel, or so forth. See you now. Your bait of falsehood takes the cup of truth, and thus do we of wisdom and reach, with windlasses and with essays of bias, by indirections, find directions out. So by my former lecture and advice, shall you, my son? You have me, have you not?
already. He took me by the wrist and held me hard. Then goes he to the length of all his arm, and with his other hand as o'er his brow, he forced such perusal of my face as if he would draw it. Long stayed he so at last, a little shaking of mine arm, and thrice his head thus waving up and down. He raised a sigh so piteous and profound, as it did seem to shatter all his bulk and end his being. That done, he lets me go, and with his head over his shoulder turned, he seemed to find his way without his eyes, for out a door he went without their helps, and, to the last, bended their light on me. Come, go with me, I will go seek the king. This is the very ecstasy of love.
Whose violent property foredoes itself, and leads the will to desperate undertakings, as does any passion under heaven that does afflict our nature. I am sorry. What? Have you given him any hard word of late? No, my good lord. But as you did command, I did repel his fetters, and denied his access to me. That hath made him mad. I am sorry that with better heed and judgment I had not quoted him. I feared he did but trifle, and meant to wreck thee. But beshrew my judgment by heavens, it is as proper for our age to cast beyond ourselves in opinion, as it is for the younger sort to lack discretion. Come, go we to the king. This must be known, which being kept close, might move more grief to hide than hate to utter love. Come.